Hey, good afternoon. Happy Wednesday.
Hello.
I have the fabulous NIcole Bruni with me.
Hello.
And I've been telling you guys that first off, you have to share this video because what NIcole has to share is going to be amazing. And it literally is for every woman on the planet.
Yeah, pretty much. It's any age, and it's due to the nature of it, it can see things a little bit sooner than anatomical testing, so it's very valuable.
So I've been telling you that there are alternatives to mammograms, which I didn't know. And then a friend had shared with me the science or the, what would you call it, the technology?
Yeah, technology.
The technology of thermography. Hey, welcome. I know you guys are joining us. Maritza, hey girl. I want to shout you out as you join. Let us know if you can't hear us. And then again, click the share button. Let us know if what we're talking about is of interest, if it resonates with you. And I promise you it will be really informative. And then at the end of our little broadcast, you'll be able to connect with NIcole. She's right here in Mission Viejo, and get more information from her. So I want to take a minute and really tell you guys how we connected lately. It's been 7 days. I was looking into doing a, I was looking into doing a chemical peel. I've done facials, but I wanted to do something a little deeper. And so my awesome hairstylist, Tina, shout out to Tina Paradise. She recommended NIcole, and she said she's got an amazing technique. You'll absolutely love her, and she was right. So I'm on day 7, and I have to tell you, I'm having a tiny bit of peeling. But for the most part, I'm just noticing my pores are smaller. I feel like my face is more bright, radiant. Of course, the nutrition that I use has a lot to do with that. But it's just complementing what I already do. So that's how I connected with NIcole. And then we're in her office, and we're talking about what else she does there. And she mentions this thermography. And then she starts to expand on what this can do. So I'm going to get right to the nitty-gritty of it. I want to introduce NIcole to you and then really have her share what this technology has to offer. But I promise you afterwards you'll be thinking of people that you wish had watched this. You can share it, and you can also give them the replay because it'll post right after we're done, and they can connect with NIcole or I. So NIcole,
Yes.
I want to steal your thunder. She is going to bring you all her goodness, and she even has pictures too, so look out.
Always helpful.
Yeah.
So thermography is a physiological test of the body. So it measures the heat and also vascular activity in the body. So when there's an issue similar to a thermometer would show if there's a problem, in, as far as a fever or something like that, thermography will show if there's any heat on the surface of the body. So if you're having issues, a tumor growing, for example, things like that. But even other things like thyroid imbalances or sinus issues, all kinds of things. So what it does is it will give you, I take the images, and depending on the type of test you do, you could get either a breast image, partial body, or full body. And it will show you what's going on in the specific area. You get the color image and the grayscale with this with the company we work with. Yeah, the grayscale is really important because a tumor needs a blood source. So it will start to show the formation of a tumor, and you can catch it way earlier than when it's actually a tumor. So you can, that's really priceless. Yeah, exactly. So being proactive is so important. And you can make, lifestyle changes, dietary changes, and you can really prevent it from becoming a big problem. Yeah.
So I'm glad that she kind of gave you a snippet of that. One thing that she shared with me that I thought was so interesting is she had, I believe it was a client that had some breast tenderness. And did she go and have a mammogram, or did she not do that yet?
No, she didn't.
Okay. So she has this breast tenderness, and she's of course thinking the worst, that it's could be cancerous. And she does this thermography scan, and NIcole's going to show you the pictures. And what she found is she actually had a bacterial infection, right?
Yeah.
In her molar that was draining down into her lymph, and that's what was causing the breast pain. But a mammogram is not going to find that. It has to be a heat reading or the grayscale, right?
Yeah. So I can show you an image of that just so you can see it a little clearer.
Cool.
I don't know if you can see that clear. But you can see on the right side of her mouth, it's draining directly into her breast. And so if you're having an issue and you're having toxicity constantly draining into your breast, your thyroid, anything, you could be treating it with medication, with all these different avenues, but you're not treating the true source.
To the root of it, to the source.
Exactly. I have another picture as well. This is it happens pretty often, honestly. So this is another person where you can see the line. I don't know if I'm holding it correctly.
I'm just going to help her.
Great, thank you.
No,
so you can see the line going.
And then up.
Okay, there we go. So you can see it going directly, oops, off the wrong side. There we are. Directly from her mouth into her breast. The line is right there. So it's really, really helpful. You know, that way you can go to a biological dentist, do whatever you've got to do. I've seen it also where there's bacteria in people's sinuses and it's draining into their thyroid.
So they're having thyroid issues, but they don't know that it's the sinus infection.
Exactly. Yeah, amazing. And they're on medication, which is treating the thyroid, but it's not the root cause.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
So there's all different types of scans that you can do, and Nicole's going to get into those. But the other thing I had learned, okay, so I titled this, like, let's talk about boobies, because it's National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Mm-hmm. So I thought how fitting for Nicole to, join us, and you can learn what she has to offer. But also, it's kind of controversial, but a mammogram isn't necessarily the best approach. And of course, you want to be informed and do your own homework, mm-hmm. and it's good prevention, but there may be things that are better. So those of you that know me know that I'm all about health, wellness, nutrition, fitness, but also things that are natural. So I'd love for Nicole, because it's really her forte, to kind of talk about mammograms and maybe some things that you didn't know.
So with thermography, there's no compression, there's no radiation, and there's no contact. So it's a digital infrared camera that initially the military used it, and then they kind of parlayed it into medical use. So it's been, since 1982, FDA approved. So the no radiation is huge because, especially with breast tissue, it's a fatty tissue, and if you're constantly radiating the area, your body is going to take in that radiation much more so. The no compression is also good because if there happens to be a tumor or any kind of concern, if you're compressing that, it could burst. There could be some complications with that. And obviously no contact is a nice thing as well. But like I had mentioned before, the fact that it can show things 8 to 10 years prior to an anatomical test is also really important, so you can start to make those changes sooner.
So what I hear you saying is, like, even over a mammogram, you're actually going to be able to see things the mammogram has no ability to detect.
Yes, and so if, any testing is good, so I'm not saying to do, everyone, like you said, everyone's got to do their own homework because it depends, it's kind of case specific. However, the fact that you can see things so much sooner with this is invaluable, in my opinion.
Because it's able to read the heat.
Yes, read the heat and also the vascular activity before it becomes a measurable tumor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Amazing, right? Like, did you? So now, like, I want to get interactive with you. I want you guys to post any questions. I want you to tell me if you've done the thermography, if you have known about it before. From what I understand, it's like I had it done. It's totally painless. Mm-hmm. It's pretty quick, and then you get a reading. And I think what Nicole had said is there's doctors that actually, do you want to share about that once they do the reading?
So there's 3 different levels of interpretations that all of the images go through. The lead doctor that we work with has his PhD in thermology, radiology, and oncology. So he's really well versed. So you'll get the report back with the color images, the grayscale, and comments and suggestions. And also if you need a referral or something like that, they can, for ultrasound or whatever, it's something you could go further with. But it gives you a pretty good picture, pretty comprehensive, especially the full body of what's going on.
Awesome. So I know, right? Amazing. So I would love for you guys to comment. Let me know that you're still joining us. Let me know where you're watching from. And definitely, if you have any questions, Nicole is like a wealth of information. And like I said, she's right here in Southern California in Mission Viejo, so you can connect with her. I'm going to share her link. The name of her business is
Thermo Wellness.
Thermo Wellness
So
Cal. And I know she's on Instagram and Facebook. And is that your website?
Yes.
.com.
.com.
Okay. So we'll add those links so that you can definitely connect with her afterwards. Every once in a while it freezes and it looks like, hey, like, I don't know. Is the screen freezing when you're watching it? Let me know.
One more thing I want to bring up
Please.
as well is that 60% of women have dense breasts, and
oh yeah, that's good. That's good.
yeah,
That's good.
and also and especially younger
fibrous,
women.
right?
Yeah,
okay.
so over 40 is when usually mammograms are recommended, but under 40 there's so many issues as well, especially having dense breasts. Mammography, it has a little bit harder time detecting issues with dense breasts. So that's another really great thing. If you're a bit younger or you have dense breasts, it's a really great tool to utilize to have thermography done.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that, because yeah, I do have really dense, and they said that a lot of times it's not even going to show unless you have a tumor the size of a grape.
Yeah.
So because somebody that doesn't have dense breasts, of course, it would show a lot sooner. So just on a preventative side, that's why I was so interested in thermography. And then how would you approach the topic of if somebody does have maybe a very small unhealthy cell and they go and do a mammogram, what can happen with the exposure to that?
Well, if you're constantly radiating something that's already a potential issue, if you're doing it numerous times, it's not necessarily helping it. So this is also a good way, in conjunction with mammogram, if you're going to do that, to see what's going on and kind of monitor if it's an unhealthy cell, what's going on, without radiating it as frequently.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because if you do the mammograms as often as they recommend, you could potentially not have a problem or make it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
a good option.
Okay, let's see who is with us. Hey, Mandy, Jim. Jim is my husband, and he's in the other room. Hey, babe. Thanks for joining us. Yes. Mark, Hayden. Hey, Hayden. How are you? Stephanie, dear, Suzanne, Pam, Brad. Awesome, you guys. Hey, I would love for you to share this video. I really want to get people informed about what's available, especially because this is like booby month, breast cancer awareness. And and so who better to reach out to than NIcole to see if a scan may be the option that you want to go. And in addition to the breast thermography, then you also do the different body scans, right?
Right. So
can you share about that?
Yeah, of course. I have a picture that we could quickly show, but it's useful for many areas in the body. Actually, maybe I don't. But anyways, so it's useful for sinus issues, like I mentioned, thyroid issues, hypothyroid, which is so incredibly common. If it's hypo, it's going to be hot, and hyper is going to be cold. So you can really tell kind of what's going on. The bacteria in your jaw, your breast health, digestive issues.
What about like if they had anything intestinal or stomach?
Yeah, it will show
heat
in the liver if there's problems for that. Even this is a kind of a random one, but fasciitis on the feet.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,